How's it going, YouTube? I know it's been, Phil, since New Year's since I posted a video, but I wanted to share this. I've been doing a lot of JB Hunt power only work the last little bit here because my trailer has a couple of gremlins that could get awful spendy to fix, and I had a lot of bills with my truck to close out the year, so the trailer spendy stuff is going to have to kind of wait. So I'm doing some power only while I deal with that. And unfortunately, because I'm now dealing with the pool of equipment from JB Hunt, well, now I'll show you. Now, before I get too carried away here, this is not a knock on JB Hunt, the company. If you've done power only for them before, you know they can be really good. You know you can make money doing it. It is a really good, viable option for owner-operators who don't want to be under a lease agreement of any sort with another carrier, and who pretty much want to do your own thing with your own ability to dispatch yourself and kind of, go where you want and do what you want within the confines of the JB Hunt Power Only network. But this is mostly a knock on the drivers. Whether you're an owner-operator or a company driver for JB Hunt, if you had a trailer in this condition and you didn't call in the issues it had, then quite frankly, you are a subhuman piece of filth that is not worth the cost of the material that your CDL was made out of. And quite frankly, you should not be on the road. You should be fired, or your truck should be seized, or you should be taken out somewhere and have severe violence inflicted upon you for leaving this situation for the next guy to deal with. You are terrible. You are awful. And I hope something terrible does happen to you in recompense for leaving this situation for me and other drivers like me to deal with. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Firstly, this isn't exactly the end of the world. This is just an arm that it just needs to be replaced. It's old, it's rusted, it's made from cheap materials, it's dragging, it needs to just be taken off and replaced. A couple of bolts there, some break free, WD-40, whatever. You're good to go, and it's gonna shake loose. Now this tire, not the end of the world, but definitely not a situation you want to leave unreported, especially, oh look, now it's the end of the world, because those flat spots, well, that's pretty much DOT illegal in my book. Whether that's actually DOT illegal in the actual book, for me, I don't care. If I see this on a tire, I call it in and get it fixed. That's what I did when I was driving for Werner as a company guy and an owner-operator. That's what I did when I was a lease agreement owner-operator for a couple of carriers. If I picked up a trailer that had issues, I called it in, got it dealt with. This, however, this crap right here, I don't care who you are, if you're not getting this called in, if you're not getting this into shops to get it fixed, if you're seeing brakes that are this badly shot and you're not calling it in, you do not deserve to be a truck driver. In fact, you should be found and fired immediately, because this crap, this is what can get people killed real quick. Bad brakes with 38,000 pounds or more in the box, you're just asking for someone to have a real bad situation real quick. And frankly, I don't want it to be me. And I don't want it to be someone who comes after me with equipment that I dealt with. That's why you call this stuff in. So yeah, strong words. Deserved strong words as well, because, guys, let's be real here. If you work with a pool of equipment and you're not calling in issues, so the person who comes after you gets equipment that's in roadworthy condition, road legal condition, and it's not going to have their life or their CDL or their record impacted by what you did not do as part of your job, if you're not going to do that, get off the road. Turn in your CDL, go drive for somebody else. Better yet, just don't drive. Get off the road. You don't deserve to be out here. If you're not going to do your part to keep the roads safe, quite frankly, you should not be on the road. That's just the way it should be. If you get caught not pre-tripping or post-tripping pool equipment, your agreement with that company should be terminated. You should be blackballed. and no one should work with you ever again because you're not keeping the road safe. And let's be real here. We got a lot of foreign drivers. We got a lot of national drivers. We got a lot of international drivers who are not doing their jobs. Plenty of white boys like me let a lot of this crap go. And they should be fired too. They should have their trucks taken away, their CDLs cut in front of their faces. Plenty of black drivers, brown drivers. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you are. If you're not doing your job to make sure the road stays safe, get off the road and leave it for those of us who will keep the road safe. Lives depend on these things getting checked out, found out, and fixed. Otherwise, people can die. If you didn't catch that during your orientation when you got your first driving job, either you went to a crappy company or you just weren't paying attention. Lives depend on this stuff getting dealt with before someone gets hurt or killed. That's what a pre-trip inspection is there for. That's why it's required by regulation, whether FMCSA, company, both, neither, whatever. You're supposed to inspect your equipment to make sure it's road legal so that if something does happen, you can point to your inspection report and say, I certified this equipment is good to operate. And if the DOT officer on site does his own inspection and says, yes, your inspection corroborates that this equipment was in good condition and was road legal, that takes care of you. But if you're operating equipment that is not road legal and you've got heavyweight in the box, you are putting yourself and everyone around you at risk. You're not doing your job. Inspections matter. Calling in problems matters. And if you're not going to be part of that process, well, get another job. Go work in a warehouse. Go drive a forklift. Get out of the way of the rest of us who have an invested interest in making sure that what we're doing is done safely. And with that being said, if this is who you are, pray you and I never meet when I'm in a bad mood. We will not have a good time together. As for the rest of you, my brothers and sisters and whoever else, comrades in arms, I'll see you down the road.